My people in red clothes, telling my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you're messing with lyrical player pros like that. Wanna party with
me? I am Furman Jackson Jr., your host located in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas metropolitan area, presenting the weekly podcast of the Walking His Ways Impact with podcast. Hope everybody's doing great this morning. Today, we're pleased to introduce the beautiful Key from Houston, Texas, who is a multi-factor entertainer known for appearance in top-tier productions and commercials. The beautiful Key has expressed her dedication to putting her utmost effort into all endeavors, showcasing a combination of passion and talent. Please join us and welcome her to Walking His Ways Impact with podcast. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule this morning to come on, take us behind the scenes of who you are. And once again, good morning to everyone who is watching us through our live stream on Facebook, Twitch, X, known as Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So, the beautiful Key, welcome once again to Walking His Ways. How are you doing? Go ahead and introduce yourself, take us behind the scenes on who this extraordinary individual is. The mic is yours.
Well, thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me on Walking His Ways podcast today. I am the beautiful Key. I am a multifaceted entertainer and entrepreneur. I have a very, I would like to say I'm genre-less because I'm a creator, I'm a writer. My range goes anywhere between pop, EDM, R&B, hip-hop, reggae, dancehall, you name it. Everything except country, pretty much. I have a natural talent or liking to because I have a great, huge love for it, including alternative rock. So that's a little summary of my music style. For my entrepreneurship, I own a tea company, the only Reiki-powered tea company in the world, and also the only sea moss iced tea on Walmart.com, Key's Specialty Tea. I created this tea brand about 5 years ago, at least, once my grandmother was diagnosed with cancer, ovarian cancer. And if we have any loved ones or any experience with cancer and the different medications and the many medications that they have to take, I try to combat and create different mixtures of herbs that will help the symptoms so that way she can decrease her medication. End up working quite a bit, but that's why it was created, and it just developed to more flavors and different purposes along the way, including to be the only sea moss iced tea on Walmart.com. I also own the only holistic mobile spa bus in Texas and in the States. Any other mobile buses are pretty much for pet spas or they're for beauty, like makeup or nails. I have the only holistic healing mobile bus, and it's known for providing unique healing methods such as Reiki, sound bowls, sound healing, different unique spa and foot detoxes experiences. So, yeah, and here I am.
Well, just listen to your work and your resume. You're very productive, and that's always a good thing. And doing the things that you're doing. Let's go to the beginning. Let me ask you this: can you discuss how your early life experiences had influenced your aspiration and dedication regarding your career?
My early life, I was honestly, early childhood, I was always involved in theater arts. I got my best birthday, favorite birthday was my 12th birthday. I got my Yamaha piano, keyboard. Britney Spears In the Zone was out. If y'all Britney fans out there, that's one of my favorite CDs. That was a huge for me at that time. It was a big year, 12th year. And the year after that, I started writing songs. So I've been writing music since I was 13 years old. I've been in theater arts, writing different school plays and stuff for the summer and acting in them. So all the way up into high school, where I got into criminal justice. And I've been criminal justice head since then, which leads me to my still being an entertainer now, and also my master's degree in human services, criminal justice. So I would say my interest has always been And especially because I have very many gifts, and it's hard for me to focus on one. I used to hand stitch as a child. I made clothes a lot. Never had a pattern or a sewing class. I had 3 singers that I got frustrated, and so I never learned how to use them properly, because when a little stepper gets stuck and the thread gets stuck in there, I just always be like, oh, I'll just hand stitch it. So I always used to hand stitch my clothes. So yeah, I'm a pretty creative person. So to be able to try to involve criminal justice somehow with it has been quite a journey.
And that's what's up. So you always, before I go any further, we'll give a big shout out to my cousin in the comment section, Miss Keisha Speech. She said, hey, family, sharing love from St. Louis. So big guys, big shout out to St. Louis is in the house this morning.
Hey.
I also want to give a big shout out to Bishop Thomas. Big shout out to him as well as he tuning in this morning. Don't want to forget everybody who's tuning in this morning. Gotta give the shout outs to everybody before we go any further. Just really listen to you, Key. You have very, very productive life since youth on up today. I didn't hear any gaps. I didn't hear any dead space. It's that boom, 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 boom. It was on that. So were your family had more structure in your family? Is your family goal oriented? I know families want the best for their children. So was your the dad family where they always wanted the best for you? They always installed that into you. They wanted the best for you to do great things?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Supportive mother, supportive stepfather, supportive grandmother. My mom, very strict and academic focus, which, and she's as far as I know, the first college and the only college graduate in our family. So I would be the second, as far as I know, as far as immediate and whatever is after that. And my stepfather being 10 years younger than my mom, being involved in music, even though that was my own love. He enticed that side because he was involved in the entertainment side and probably still is. Absolutely.
And that's what's up. And like you had all that support from your family. Then you got that support, got that green light from your family. It's like, like do go off and do great, extraordinary things that you're doing. And like I said, just you doing things you're doing. I know you're from Houston, Texas, of course. So how was it growing up in Houston, Texas? Are you still reside in Houston, correct?
Yes, kind of, sort of. Yeah, a little bit. Yes, growing up in Houston is great. I'm a very cultural loving person. So Houston is definitely a melting pot for that. Kind of like New York, you have everybody from Asians to Africans to Hispanics to us on down. So it's always a pleasure to be around different people, different walks of life that bring you different types of food that you fall in love with. I'm a foodie. And we got the best food to another point. So Houston is great. Houston is great. Very cultural, good food, good entertainment, and great history.
Man, that's what's up right there. My next question is, can you identify a particular moment or event that guided you towards your career path?
Ooh, I don't know if it's a particular moment because I'm such a scattered energy. And I've been trying to make the things that I'm involved in make sense or somehow monetize together. Mm-hmm. It was never just a specific moment. It's whatever I'm feeling that day or whatever vibe I'm on right now, I go towards that. And wherever that may lead, it leads.
Right.
But no specific moment at all.
Right. So you always the individual who always challenge yourself. Take a chance at doing something different to keep things more interesting.
Yes.
The real winner is the real loser is the one who does not take risks. We know being a winner takes risks. So you always consider yourself being a risk taker. Doing something, okay, let me go all in with it. Hey, if it work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't. At least I say I did something. So when you say you're that type of individual.
Yes, absolutely. I can't even tell you how many jobs I've had, especially from the 20-year-old span. Yeah. I gotta do it. And it's so funny because I'm a Virgo. So, they have their stereotypes on we're planners and, we're very anal and detailed and stuff. And it's like, I am to a certain extent. If I'm too detailed or too planned, I'm not going to want to do it. So I'll plan the A and B and go for it. My mom is more anal and she's like, well, what A through Z? Well, what if this happened, this, you need to plan. I don't have time for that. I'm not going to want to do it anymore. I have to burn this energy that I have on it right now before I get tired of it anyway. So, yeah, it's challenging.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you consider yourself a free thinker? When I say a free thinker, I mean, you think on your own. You move about according to what you see it, how you see it, instead of being dictated on allowing somebody else to control your narrative. That makes sense.
Absolutely. I didn't know the word for it, but hello. Yes, I am. Definitely. Because nobody can see what you see. Definitely, even if you try to explain your dream to somebody, you can only explain so much. They still can't see your vision and how you see it. Therefore, they're not going to believe in it the way, even if somebody supports and believes in you, they can't believe in your vision the way that you do because they don't see it the way that you do. And last but not least, everybody has a different path. What works for you or what works for someone else may not work for you, and so on and so forth. So you have to try it out. And that's what makes me so much a risk taker, because I'm okay with, if it didn't work out versus I never tried it.
Right. Because the real loss of the situation is when you never attempted to try it. And we know a lot of things comes in, which is fear is illusion. We know that.
Yeah.
And you talk yourself out of things, feeling like you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough. Believe in yourself. We was always just taught to believe in other things, but never taught to believe in ourselves. So that's why people bring judgment on themselves. Oh, I can't do that. My background, my history, how I look. But it's greatness on the inside of us. And we so called to say the answer's out there, but the answer is on the inside of us. And believing in your ability, believing who you are, knowing who you are, learning who you are, not to be tossed to and fro by other people's opinions, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times we become a slave to other people's opinions. What do you say about that?
I believe there's truth to that, especially when you're not strong enough to believe in your own. It's you gotta believe in yourself. Stand on business, as they say. Really invest in yourself. Give yourself that credit. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It's nobody's gonna go hard for you like you.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's all about taking the sacrifices as well. And we know we're going to get more off into that. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to we'll be right back with our Q&A conversation this morning.
Hey everybody, it's Crystal from Crystal Talks Hampton. I look forward to seeing you guys at the pitch competition on May the 18th. I will be there pitching my vision for my business with 3-in-1 Trinity. I'm looking for familiar faces. I'm looking for support, because you know what? We have to be the change that we want to see, and this is my intentional effort to do that. So if you would, please get your tickets, come out and support me, support the other contestants, and let's just have a good time. Let's network and just have fun. I look forward to seeing you guys there May the 18th, the JB Priest Center. buy your tickets now.
What is up, you guys? My name is Hector Villa, and I'm excited to be your host at the 3-in-1 Trinity Services Entrepreneur Conference and Pitch. Come and join us May 18 at 12:30 p.m. all the way to 5 p.m. at the Bill J. Priest in Dallas, Texas. This is going to be a very thought-provoking experience filled with educational fun, and we're going to have an opportunity to support our pitch contestants. And don't forget about the after party. So we would love to see you there. Get registered today, and we'll see you on May 18th. Let's go!
Hey y'all, Shane Pratt here. I'm super excited to be your MC for 3-in-1 Trinity Services Entrepreneur Conference and Pitch. Come and join us May 18th, 12:30 to 5 at Bill J. Priest in Dallas. This will be a very impactful experience filled with fun, learning, and most importantly, support for the pitch contestants. Remember, that's May 18th, 12:30 to 5 at Bill J. Priest. Get it on your calendar. I can't wait to see y'all there.
My name is Furman Jackson Jr. I am excited to be one of the affiliated for the professional networking session brought to you by 3-in-1 Trinity Service. This awesome event will be taking place on Saturday, May 18th, year 2024 at the Bill J. Priest in Dallas. This will be a very impactful event for like-minded entrepreneurs. Come out, network, experience, and most importantly, support the pitch contest that's going to be a part of this extraordinary event. I will see you there.
Gripping it with two hands, back touchdown, you know you gotta do that. Bad, ooh yeah, she love it when I do that. Pull her hair with rumble from the back, grip her with two hands. Spinning for a 2-piece, well I meant to say 2 bands. Everybody be the man, but I already knew that.
Michael Corleone, bringing that pressure to all of the opposite. Kill, you see it, a block mix. On the block with a Glock hanging out the bin. Got a flex and I swear I'm gon' make them feel it. At the top of the drop when I let up the tip. Wanna live like this shit, be a part of the beat. Wanna come like this shit, better change your tip. In that order, I'm a chief that I mentioned. On in your 40 and see how you get. Beat up off disrespected them. Wisdom gon' come when you see what is written. Under the sand, gotta see what been hidden. Ain't got no money but flooded a pendant. Dumb in the stripper, can't live in a prison. Ain't cut like this, it might need to be. You must be dumb. Damn.
Spinning for a 2-piece, well I meant to say 2 bands. I just bought a 2-piece, cooking it in 2 pans. We gripping it with 2 hands, back touchdown, and you know you gotta do that. Bad, ooh yeah, she love it when I do.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on the Walking This Way Impact Wars podcast. We're broadcasting out of the DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I am Furman Jackson Jr., the host of the weekly podcast of Walking This Way. We broadcast every Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 10 a.m. as well. I also give a big shout out to my guest this morning, Key out of Houston, Texas. Take time out of her productive schedule to come on with her as she takes behind the scenes on who she is, doing extraordinary things. And of course, like I said earlier, with quite a impressive resume. Let's talk about work ethic. How would you consider your work ethic when it comes to success? In order to be successful, you gotta have a very, very, very strong work ethic. So how would you consider your work ethic? What would you rate your work ethic? And I'm asking you this: what does it take for an individual to work alongside you? What's the number one thing you're looking for when it comes to work ethic and, first of all, building a team?
Okay, so first of all, work ethic, how would I rate mine? I would rate my work ethic a good 8.5. And I only give it an 8.5 because I struggle with focus. And if I was more focused, would definitely be a 10. So I would say 8.5. What do I think, or how do I feel about someone else's work ethic in regards to working with me? You gotta be goal oriented or have a certain goal in mind, and just be consistent or about your word and actually be serious about whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And if working with me, we have a common goal that we're trying to accomplish. be a good communicator, be consistent, and be more organized as well. Because the more organized it is, then the quicker and more efficient we can reach the common goal.
Right. Because we always evolving, we always growing, we always elevating, and we know everything has to do with the mindset.
Yeah.
Friends, where we think. I'm gonna go biblical for a moment. Even the Apostle Paul tells us, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of our mind." And we know the good and self-perfect wisdom. We know everything starts with the mind, having the mindset to see things differently. Like I used to say back in the change your mind, you change your life. So you have to develop this, work on this, and it's not a one-time thing. It's just like when you want to lose weight, it takes time to lose weight. That weight didn't come overnight. It took years to still to put that weight on. Now it takes time to take that weight off. But we know it's not a one-time thing. So that's how I look at it. So it's comes from putting back layers to become who you want to become, who you want to be, and then knowing who you are, coming to the knowledge of self. The worst thing I really hate is having time wasted and not being an individual word. I despise that a lot because time is important and being an individual word is important. And a lot of people got to understand that if you're going to do something for someone, do it. If you're not going to do it, just tell them, hey, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Don't say, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then people are expecting you to do it. Then last minute, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's something I really like. Always be a man and woman, your word. Always respect other people's time. And time is important to everybody. That's something we don't get back. What do you want to say about that?
Absolutely. I 100%. I'm very big on that. Very big on valuing people's time. Because you're right, you don't get it back. With money, you can always give it back, make it back. Time you cannot.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm gonna ask you this too. What drives you? What drives you? Is there a cause or mission that holds deeply significant for you? What is that? What is that you hold dearly to you that drives you? What is that deep down inside that you believe in that drives you even more?
I don't know if I have a specific thing. It would be me and family. Me just always not being content.
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have any children. I could really be doing whatever. So I really don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, but you know what? You're being honest, and I know you have individual. Even though you believe in yourself, and you're your own cheerleader, but I know you have family, friends who
absolutely
cheering for you as well. And not only that, you are inspiring other individuals. I remember Will Smith said in an interview years ago that he wanted to represent possibilities. When he said represent possibilities, he wanted to show other people, okay, I'm living on my dream. I'm walking in my purpose, my destiny, whatever. That it would inspire them. It's all about possibilities, taking the limits off. We put limits on ourselves too much when it comes to life because we was influenced by other individuals' words, where we didn't believe in ourselves. We limit ourselves because our background, our history, and you name it. But knowing that there's greatness on the inside of you, and I'm the type of person, Key, that I believe in approaching everything 1,000%. Like we're doing this interview, I believe should be 1,000%.
Yeah.
And in all that you do, you should put in 1,000%. And because it's something that you enjoy doing, this is something that you love to do. And by your end, I can tell you the individual that you put in 1,000% in what you do.
Absolutely.
And I just talk about schedule wise. Start of your day. I like to get up early. I work at night, but when I'm off, I like to get up early in the morning, especially get back into the gym again. Yeah. I set my goal that I'm going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, get in the gym by 4 in the morning. I was telling myself the other day, I said, it's to the point now we have to start getting up early. It's just me that we have to start getting up early now before the sunrise to get things done.
Yeah.
As a woman of your schedule, what time do you start your day? Because we know it's only 24 hours within a day, but I know you are a business woman.
Yeah.
So what time do you start your day?
Around 5 or 6. 5 or 6.
Okay.
I gotta get up, meditate, pray, skincare, work out. I dread it. Bye, Lexi. See you. I dread it so much, but got to change your mindset because it's definitely a lifestyle, and you got to keep your body moving and healthy. And then I pretty much get my day started from there. If I have time to do any house cleaning or things of that sort, or organizing for my week. I like to organize. As much of my year that I know of as possible. Like I use my calendar, my Google Calendar, and my iPhone calendar for a lot, especially if I know about it, because I like to kind of stay as organized as possible. I'm not the most organized person.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Matter of fact, I got a question too for you. I got a question via text. Big shout out to my sisters watching this morning. And she said, she asked, what made you go into forensic counseling?
Forensic counseling?
Yeah, and what sparked your interest?
I've since high school been involved in criminal justice. Like I said, I kind of like took a step back. Confidence is important. As a kid, I didn't always have it. So I wanted to withdraw a little bit more, and that was just another interest of mine that enabled me to withdraw, so to speak. So I graduated with my dispatch license. I went to Sam Houston State University, majored in criminal justice. And I either wanted to be a SANE nurse or a forensic psychologist or a prosecutor. I know people are like, oh my gosh, prosecutors, but a SANE nurse is a sexual assault nurse examiner. It's only a few of them in the country, and they deal with sexual assault cases. That's one. The forensic psychology is more, if you ever watch Law and Order, SVU, the black lady with the curly hair, she did the forensic science on finding the evidence, but the forensic psychologist would be the ones talking to the victims or bringing you the evaluation of the perpetrator, things of that sort. The Mind, or if you ever seen Silence of the Lambs, Clarice was a forensic psychologist. And that's just always been that part, a huge interest of mine. And then last but not least, being a prosecutor, because I wanted to be able to be in a position, after learning more in criminal justice, to be able to offer deals versus just trying to give people time. Like I wanted to be able to be the one that I was connected with the community, different business owners, to where if I'm getting a knucklehead brought in here that don't have no guidance or anything, I know somebody that'll be a good mentor for him, and he got to go work for him. And that's free labor. Plus you don't have to do jail time, community service, if you will, especially if it's something that person can learn from versus just throwing time at them. Just trying to actually rehabilitate, if you will. But yeah, those were always my main 3 interests when it comes to criminal justice. So yeah, just been I hope that's answered.
Hey, that's what's up. And I'm gonna ask you this. Furthermore, do you have any mentors or individuals who inspire you?
Not gonna lie, it's nobody doing what I'm doing. So I don't necessarily have one as far as my guideline of what I'm career based. But as far as mental, my mom.
Okay.
My mom, such a God took his time, like creating her heart and her mind. I don't know if I'll ever have as much grace or patience as that woman. Just always knowing what to do, always having a level-headed answer, a solution. Just so many lessons learned that go through life, love, life, career, work, wherever. My mom.
Okay, I'll be shout to your mom as well. Big shout to give her roses, of course. And I'm asking this too. How has your worldview evolved over the years?
And when you say that, I saw that. What do you mean by that?
The things are changing. You know, the times are changing, but everything remained the same. How do you see this world now? We're in a world now that is jacked up, the outside world. Not our world that we create, because the world that we create individually is beautiful.
Hello.
But the things around us, you see the stuff that's going around us, the chaos, the view. We're in the time now where individuals are very sensitive. I remember back in the day, we could watch television shows and they would say all type of stuff and everybody would have a good laugh at it. Now, if you say things now, it's highly offensive now. So that's why I'm asking. So I'm asking this: how has your view changed on that? On being careful what you say, your approach, your delivery. Everybody is so offensive now. Not everybody, but some individuals very, very offensive now. And as you've been in this business world, how has your worldview changed according to the business you do? If that makes sense. If that makes sense.
Yes. Thank you for explaining that. So interesting. I have different views on that, and it definitely depends on where you're at in life. I'm always the type to laugh at, like when artists take stuff out their songs and make apologies for certain things that we know they didn't mean to be offensive on. Like for instance, one with the Lizzo and Beyonce. I think they had to take out a word or something from their song that I know from Beyonce's it was spaz. And I'll never forget that. I'm like, she took it off like immediately because spaz is a derogatory term for amputees, which is short for spasms. I learned that because my mother has one arm. So, and I asked her, but again, we use spaz as going crazy. I've never heard that used in a derogatory manner. So I asked her once I found out, I say, is that something that offends you or something that's known? She said, well, it is a derogatory term. Then she explained what it meant to me. She said, but I have never heard it being used as such. I say, okay, because I want to check in. I call her the queen of ADA. She hates that I do that, but that's my girl. So I'm very high-headed, if you will. So if I said it, I meant it, stood on it. That's how I felt. That's right now. You get tied to more partnerships and more money and more people involved. Your reputation, is dependent on these relationships or contracts, things of that sort, and it can also affect your family or affect those. Then you just no comment or don't do interviews like Beyonce. Right. Because you just want to save the headache.
Right, and I understand that totally because you have to. Let me ask you this too. Yes. What is a surprise or unexpected factor? What is the surprise or unexpected fact about you that nobody don't even know about?
I don't know if it's surprising. I don't know if it's surprising. I can cook my butt off. When I graduated with my master's degree, Johnny Caraba gifted me a recipe book, which I could actually grab it real quick to show you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Johnny Caraba gifted me with a recipe book once I graduated, and he signed it wrote a letter in there for me. And I have not used it yet. And every time I go in the kitchen, I'm like, I want to cook this and cook this. I never use a recipe when I cook. I could throw down though. And like I said, hand stitch, taught myself how to hand stitch clothes. I've used to make dresses. I was big on patchwork, sewing different parts of different clothing together and wearing them. I used to wear my clothes to school all the time. I'll tell y'all a funny story. We know we have Black moms here. I was so proud. I never forget, I had some cashmere material. It was like gold shimmery cashmere. I made me a halter top. Sewed me a halter top. I think I was like 15. And I had some blue jean material. So I made me a mini skirt. And I had some fabric glue. And so I wrote my initials with a heart, KT, right there in the gold, so I could match my halter top. So freaking proud. So when my friend came up, I was like, we're going down wearing this today. We had to walk down the street to meet my mom so she didn't have to come all the way down the street to the house. So we just get on the interstate and she could drop us off. Yeah, she ended up seeing me. We got in the car. We went right to that house. Got my butt beat. And I had to change and get back in the car with my best friend like ain't nothing happened and go on and enjoy my day. Oh, wow. Because it was inappropriate for, a child to be wearing, which could have been explained, but, parents don't always explain themselves well.
Well, we had conversations on this on the show before, and we know our parents was on the pass down from the information they got from their parents.
Yes. And
we're in a generation now where we was never taught to question things, whether it came from religion to other things. This analogy came up. Big shout out to Big Needed Line. This conversation came up. Like, they just tell us don't do drugs. Why not do drugs? They never explain to you. They will always say don't do drugs. Absolutely. And so it's like, don't do drugs. Then you keep saying don't do drugs, but why you say that for? Why did they don't do it? And that's type of environment we was in. Like I said, when it came to outside, so when we got on the outside, that's when we were exposed to a lot of things that made sense.
Yeah.
Like sex. Sex was not brought up in the household. You didn't know anything about sex until you go on the outside. Like I said with the guys, we didn't know anything about sex until you had the friend who uncle had the magazines and the videos, and you sneak and watch those things, but we never talk about those things.
Absolutely.
So that's what I see now. We're becoming more transparent now, per se, where we start to have these conversations, just like when it comes to a relationship. We never had these conversations, these open conversations, per se. When you get to know, when you meeting someone, they tell you what you want to hear. They say all these right things, but they got some things in their life that they're like to participate in or struggling in. So now it's like when you get into these relationships and get into these marriages, then these things come out and be like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. But now I'm glad now where individuals are starting to talk about these things now. And that gives the other person a choice where they wanted to be with you or not. Just like, let's say, for a job. You go for a job interview, they'll explain the job, they explain the hours, the time, things of that nature.
Yeah.
They don't force it on you. They tell you, hey, this is what it all comes down. Are you interested? All you can do is say yay or nay.
Yeah.
So I'm glad now we get into that terminology like, okay, this is what I go through, this is what I experience. Now that gives the other individual a choice. What it is, saving other people, saving my time and saving your time. That's what I want to get at.
Yeah, to close out on that, I was the only child for 19 years. I have a 12-year-old brother. And like you said, my mom's from the 70s, 71. Ain't no explaining because I said so. It's how I grew up. So with me being more hands-on with helping her, with my younger brother, totally different. And it takes a lot of patience and for her getting adjusted to, which she does such a great job, because it's so hard to change their mindset, especially when they've been like that for so long, and then they got to raise another child. And it's like, as I was able to give and I'm able to help with my standpoint, what worked for me, what helped me and what didn't. And for that, I tell her, I respected the don't explain. I said, but it also hindered me, because like, for instance, with that, I said, you just could have told me that, you know, it was inappropriate for me to wear and change, you know, everything else didn't have to come with it. As far as, and then you know your child, you know your child. It starts with knowing your child. Everybody you don't have to do that with every child. Some, yeah. But you know, certain things like that. So I talked to her about him. You know, you can still have that mindset, because it's all about respect, and respect that I'm your guardian. I have your best interests. So just trust me on it. You don't need to know everything, because it's a part of being a child. If I told you everything that's going on in the world that I'm trying to protect you from, it would dampen that. You know, so you just got to trust me on it. But I do try to give her balance with talking to him more, like try to tell him why, you know, because you could tell a child no, like don't do drugs. Well, why? Well, I'm about to find out. You ain't about to tell me. Like, what we do?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's basically what it is. Like, the pros and cons of everything. Mm-hmm. It's like when you're going for a house, you just don't go for the first house you see. Mm-hmm. You do research, right? You find out, okay, is this a good location? Is the foundation up the part? Is this up the part? We just go along. So I'm gonna go like this, and I say this on the show too. And this comes back to my mind when I'm going biblical for a moment. When Jesus said to the disciples, "Have you considered the cost?" He gave a parable, but before you start building something, have you sit down and consider the cost? Before you do anything, have you sit down and consider the cost? Now it's like you have to sit and think about this thing. That's why you tell a person, or don't answer so fast. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Get back with me. That's going back to this conversation. If we having a discussion, mm-hmm. and I explain something to you, mm-hmm. I don't expect for you to answer right quick. Right. Think about it. Let it marinate, and then get back with me with an answer. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because we so quick to answer stuff. So, okay, like for example, you may like a certain thing, and you tell the individual, I like to do a certain thing. Oh, yeah, I like that too. I like that too. But then when they come down to it, they never liked it in the first place. Mm-hmm. But they only did that because, well, if I told her no, that means she's not going to give me the time of day. Yeah. You doing more damage than anything. Instead of just being honest with yourself. And I'm learning that too now, Key, is individuals have to learn how to be honest with themselves. Yes. And I see around people try to judge. They hate I don't know what it is. They don't like to be honest with themselves. Like AA, I never been AA meeting, but I know AA would tell you admit that you have a problem. Yes. Once you admit that you have a problem, that's when you'll get your breakthrough. Yes. But getting back to the point of the story is, you can present me with something. You shouldn't want me to answer right then and there. It's like, I want you to think about it, sit and think about it, then come back and give me an answer. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because we don't want to wait. The thing about it is, Key, we don't want to waste nobody's time. And you don't want your time wasted. I don't want to waste my time. It's valuing other people's time, and don't waste people's time.
Absolutely.
So that's why I would get at, but to the point now we're starting to be open, because we never taught to be open about a lot of things. Yeah. We keep stuff to ourselves, and then we deal with these topics, especially trauma. You know, I got this book, Laws of Human Nature. It explains a lot of things start back with our childhood.
Wow.
So we got to think about it. If you deal with things with your childhood and you never really got it dealt with, you carrying this stuff on in your adulthood, where it's going to fit your business, it's going to fit your relationships with people. Yeah. And we see this every day, especially within our community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's so like I'm glad now we're being more transparent than anything. Do you have anything you want to comment on that? Anything you want to add?
I absolutely believe in that. I'm gonna leave off with a funny thing. Meet up with my best friend at least once a month. We go to the bar. He's an engineer. So we go right after he gets out at midnight. And you know, last night from my drive leaving home to meet him at the bar is 3 new diss tracks that has dropped last night with hip hop. And we were just laughing, you know, with one of the parts that Kendrick was responding to, and he was like, you know, I know everything you said about me is true. And my best friend was just laughing. He said, "This is you. This is something that you would do if someone pushed you there, because it's all about owning up, like being okay with your flaws and owning up and being honest with yourself and talking to God. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are in denial. They run from it." From themselves, and it's like, just because you're hiding it from yourself don't mean somebody else can't see it. So you own up to it, you can stand on it. You know, you can stand on it. It is what it is. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. Those are my flaws. Let's, you know, talk about yours.
Yeah, because you know, I believe in working on self. You know,
Yes.
working yourself. When you work in yourself, when you become the better man, you're drawing better people. When you become the better woman, you're drawing better people.
Yes.
So when it comes to the relationship, you know, you hit a cliche, my better half. You know, I don't believe in no better half. You already you hold when we met. You know, that's just my opinion. Everybody have their own different opinion.
No,
Or
I
you
get
just
it.
say this person makes me happy. No, you should be already happy before the person came into your life. So that is, but these the cliches that we used to say. So you basing your happiness on someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So this person up and leave you, you're not gonna be happy no more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great point. Great point.
But we say this foolish, you know what I'm saying, this foolishness. And we thought that joke was cool, but it wasn't cool because you basing your happiness on the individual when you should always be happy with yourself. And but lastly, I want to say, what advice will you give someone who wants to step up into their career like you did, of course? What advice will you give someone that really want to make an impact in the things they set out to do once they set their mind to it?
Stay motivated, because I have imposter syndrome. Why I do too much. It's never enough. Stay motivated, stay positive, be good to yourself. Stay disciplined, because it don't stop until you ready to stop. You know, you're going to have to be disciplined through all walks of life, and the more disciplined you are, the more it's going to help you succeed in whatever endeavors that you're involved in or that you're trying to achieve. Whatever your religion is, keep that close to you. Stay hopeful and dream big. If your dream's not big enough, then, you know, if their dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. And last but not least, visualize your win. We ask for a lot of stuff. I know I've experienced that quite a few times in the last few years, especially with my businesses, just asking God, oh, if I can do this and get this, and then boom, and you get it, and it's like, what I do with it? You know, you want $1 million or you want this. How would you handle it if you got it? Like, start visualizing your win, actually being prepared to receive it. That would be my last note on that.
Okay, man, that's what's also go ahead and plug your information, social media sites where people can get in contact with you and follow up with the work that you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, I have my Sips Tea Volume 3 EP coming out this summer. I'm going to release it by July 13th, 713. I'm from Houston. It's going to be the third part to my EP collection, which will be released with merchandise such as tarot cards and tea, their own tea for the song titles. So it's autographed CDs and vinyls by choice. this summer. And so I have that coming soon. Follow me on all social media platforms at DA Beautiful KEY, all one word. And thank you guys for having me today.
And most definitely. So, Keith, thank you for taking time on your productive schedule to come on the show. I'm respectful of your time. I know you got things you have to do. Not going to hold you up. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to have a great Saturday. Enjoy your day. I know here in Dallas, it's going to be raining, of course. So, if you have to go out, go. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. If it's raining all this, it's time for you to, catch up with some rest, catch up with some things, enjoy the rain, of course. And that's pretty much really it. So, I'll be back here Tuesday night, 7 p.m. here on Walking This Way Impact Wars Podcast. So I will see y'all Tuesday night. Be blessed and have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
We gripping it with two hands. Back touchdown. You know you running through that. Bad, ooh yeah, she love it when I do that. Pull her hair with rumble from the back, grip it with two hands. Spinning for a 2-piece. Well, I meant to say 2 bands. But I already knew that.
Michael Corleone, bringing that pressure to all of the opposition. Kill you see it, a block miss. On the block with a Glock hanging out the bitch. Got a face and I swear I'm gon' make them feel it. Out the top of the drop when I let off the tip. Wanna live like this and be a part of the beat. Wanna come like this and better change your attention. In that order, I'm a chief that I mentioned. On in your 40 and see how you get. Beat up off disrespect to them. Wisdom gon' come when you see what is written. Under the sand, gotta see what been hidden. Ain't got no money but flooded a pendant. Come in the strip but can't live in a prison. Ain't cut like this, it ain't even be. Damn.
Spinning for a 2-piece. Well, I meant to say 2 bands. I just bought a 2-piece. Cooking it in 2 pans. We gripping it with 2 hands. Back touchdown. You know you running through that. Bad, ooh yeah, she love it when I